Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fierce Fabulous Fridays, Getting Personal with Print with Amanda Bronowski and special guest Patty Barber, who will be beating the beast at the end of this webinar today. So do not, under any circumstance, click off, or if you must, fast forward to the last 5 minutes of this recording. Today, we are going to hear about, like I said, getting personal with print. The reason why I actually know Amanda is because I started getting really interested in the video content that she was sharing to promote her services as a print provider. And the obviously you have digital printing is a big topic for you. It's something that you evangelize and are a champion of. And what I started to notice was that Amanda really focused on making the videos personal too, and telling personal stories in them, which really helped me to connect to what the opportunity was to have that same feeling with something in my hand. And we just kind of started talking and, found ourselves on these online chats. I mean, Corona has certainly been a detriment to us in a lot of ways, but in other ways, it has helped me make serious, deep connections with people that probably would have just stayed as interesting things in my feed if I mean, with all due respect, I know we're all humans. But when it came to, tapping into another amazing, fierce, fabulous female presenter for these Fierce Fabulous Fridays, I was really honored that Amanda could find the time and that we could enlist the help of her husband, who is also an MMA fighter and a personal trainer and does a bunch of stuff, which Amanda will mention, as well as eats an entire pizza, which is the next challenge I want to do with him, how fast he can do that. But if anyone's interested, girlswhoprint.net has all the information you need about all of our programming upcoming, and the videos from the replays are on there as well. We have a Girls Who Print LinkedIn group that is only open to women, but our Fierce Fabulous Fridays webinars are open to everybody. So please invite your friends, your colleagues, your connections, and the more the merrier. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Amanda, and thanks everybody so much for joining us on this Fierce Fabulous Friday.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited about doing this session with Deb, and I was really excited that she, asked me to be a part of this. And so I know some of you know me, some of you might not know me. I've been in print for about 20 years now, and most of my career has been in operations. So I've run printing presses, I've done printing management, I've done all of that. And last year, I decided to take that leap into print sales. And I was really nervous because I never had done sales before. And I kind of, just thought I needed a new challenge, and that's what I had to do. So a company that I had worked with before had offered me to start going into to be a sales rep. And to be honest, the first 4, 5, 6 months of it was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to connect with customers on that personal level. I was following as many of the other salespeople that we had on my team. And I remember this one time I went to Las Vegas. They asked me to help do a booth with them. We were presenting, it was at the Medicare Summit. So a lot of the printing that we do is for different health insurance companies. So they asked me to come, and I was real excited. And we brought our senior salesman. He had been in sales for 30 years, and I stood there watching him, and he worked the room like that was his job, which it was. Every table he went, he introduced himself, he got into a conversation, he got like 15 glasses of water, just so he could start conversations with people. And I'm standing there at the booth, absolutely terrified, saying, there is no way I can do this. I just made the biggest mistake of my life. What am I going to do? So once COVID hit, as Deb said, everyone knows that everything had changed. The entire way of business for anything in the economy had changed. And for me, I have to say it was an amazing opportunity, because now that part, I felt like I was on a level playing field with everybody, because the part of everybody doing, you know, face-to-face drop-ins for customers or doing business lunches or things like that, that I felt so uncomfortable with, were off the table. Nobody was going out. So I started to explore LinkedIn, and that's where I really started to kind of understand, you know, how am I going to sell print? And, you know, the one thing that, like Deb said, that I really try to sell is variable print. We just got the new VC 70,000 roll-fed inkjet machine, and, you know, my boss is like, we need to get stuff on this. So here am I thinking, how am I going to connect with these people? Because whatever I was doing before for those few months, it just wasn't working. So I started off by doing very personal little pictures on LinkedIn and just telling my story. You know, I would show my picture, I would say, you know, here's my story, this is where I started, this is where I did. And I started to get some traction. And, you know, so I'm like, okay, so I kept going, and just, you know, every week I wanted to post a picture and a little caption. And then what I found is that more people were reacting to these personalized posts, especially if they were able to connect something. So at the beginning, what I started with was I had a typewriter in every single picture I did. And everyone knew me as, oh, the girl with the typewriter. So once I started talking to my boss about that, and to one of our marketing teams, he's like, well, let's use this. So the one thing that he said, he's like, okay, let's send out a direct mailer right now. You need a direct mail piece to go with, you know, what you're posting online. So they came up with this postcard. So as you can see, it has the typewriter here. And so what I did with these postcards is I took my whole prospecting list and I wrote a personal message to each and every one, just like this was a typewriter doing a letter. I tried to put it in my typewriter and type the message, but my typewriter didn't like this kind of cardstock and it kept bending them. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it like that. But I would write my personal message, and then on the back, we even used a photo, and that's an exact photo that I used in my LinkedIn post. So that way people are seeing, you know, they're actually getting a tangible piece of mail, and they're getting a personalized message just for them. So depending on, you know, I work with a lot of different verticals. So my healthcare people, you know, I'd write a message about make sure everyone's staying healthy, and, you know, thank you so much for helping out in the pandemic. For my restaurant people, it'd be like, you know, I know things are hard. Maybe you should look into doing delivery or having takeout. So every single person got a personal message, with being able to connect with me, the person who they saw on LinkedIn, if they hadn't met me in person. And it turned out that that was such you know, it became such a huge promotion for me. I got so much feedback. I was getting emails and LinkedIn messages, you know, saying, oh, hey, you're the girl from here. I noticed you from here. Because I didn't even realize that these people, as my prospects that I've had contacted before, didn't really know who I was. And it wasn't until I started using this omni-channel approach to kind of tie everything in that people finally recognized who I am, and recognized, oh, well, you know, this is the person that wants to sell me this product, and this is the person that's promoting this product on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. So it was such a great opportunity. And like I said, unfortunately, I know COVID was terrible, but for me, it actually had me figure out how I could be successful in selling print. So as things went on, like Deb said, my one main thing was doing videos on LinkedIn. And unfortunately, we tried to be able to show you one today, but there's some issues with the sound. So I'll send you guys all a link for it once the presentation is over. But the one thing that I've also noticed is when I started doing these videos is I was getting messages from other print professionals going, hey, I really like your approach on videos. You know, do you think this would help me sell my services? And so I kind of came up with a little process on how to do them. And the one main thing that you have to realize when you do videos is you have to put basically any fear you have aside, because you are literally putting yourself out there. That's why you're trying to connect with these people on a human level. So you really just have to, any fear you have, because that kind of held me back at first. I'm like, well, what are people going to think? These are stupid. Are they not going to like it? Are they not going to understand what I'm trying to do? And literally you just had to push that away, and you just have to go for it. So what I started to do was I would start searching hashtags. I would go through LinkedIn and do print hashtags to see what the trending topic was for print, and see how I could tie that together in the services that I could provide. So like I said, variable print was huge. Personalization is huge. So that's one thing that I really wanted to focus on. And the one video that I wanted to show you, some of you might have seen it on my LinkedIn page. It's basically me standing at my counter, going through a huge stack of mail and just throwing things, this is junk, this is junk, this is junk. And then I found a postcard, and the postcard is from my gym, and it's a personalized postcard for me. So it tells me when my gym membership is expiring. It has a coupon on there for classes that I like to take or that I have taken before in the past. And it had a special offer for me for something that my gym was offering because it was something that I used. And it was huge. People reacted. It was literally, this video was maybe 47 seconds. And the response I got from it was so big because people could relate. When they get stuff in the mail, you don't want to see to homeowner of blah, blah, blah street, or to whom it may concern, or even if it just has your name on it, and especially when they spell it wrong, that's the worst. But you don't want to see something that says, okay, to Amanda Bronowski, and then it's just a generic message. You want to see something that's personal. So when I was able to take that direct mail piece and have all of those different fields of data, like I said, it's huge, and that's what people want to see. And so me showing that on LinkedIn got some of my prospects that were, looking at me going, oh, hey, how could I do this for myself? How can I, use those data fields or that kind of variable data to help myself? And it became huge. And I hate to admit this, I literally had 0 sales up until I started doing these videos. And after that, now all of a sudden I get people contacting me through LinkedIn. I get people contacting me through email, and they actually want to work with me as a sales rep. So again, going through these videos, you needed to have just more. This is all about omni-channel. It's not just about using one type of marketing. So I started doing, like I said, with the first one, we did the direct mail postcard. With another one I did an email blast. And I did the same thing. I took a still shot from one of my videos, used it as the photo in my email marketing campaign, and sent it out to my different clients. And I learned another trick is that when I send it out, I'd send it out through LinkedIn Messenger if I was connected with them on LinkedIn, and through their email as well. Because I know some people, and I don't know if you guys dealt with this too through COVID, a lot of people's emails, I was getting bounce back because some of them were on furlough, some of them were working from home. So, and some of them, you didn't know if they were still getting those emails from work. So I definitely using the 2 different types of communication through email or through LinkedIn message, I got a bigger response. And another trick that I learned too is when I did one of these videos, if someone showed interest, so if someone liked my post or reacted to my post or commented to my post, I would send through LinkedIn, you can do a voice message. And I would just send them, oh, hey, thank you so much for liking my post, or answer whatever question they had, or, oh, thank you so much that you liked this part of my post. And that tiny bit of human interaction that wasn't just words on a screen, again, was just insane. The response I have to say, from any of the voice message, I always got a response. Even if it was, yes, it's on, LinkedIn has voice on, if you use the mobile app is what I used, but I always would get a response. Everybody would always respond, even if it was just a little thank you or a follow-up. And it would get a response because it's feeling that human connection. So what I've learned through all of this, like I said, is that you really need to get personal and not only just personal, with yourself, with telling your story, but personal with something that people can connect with. I've seen some videos where they're not bad videos, but a lot of people are just sitting in front of the camera, sitting there and saying, here's my service, this is what we do, and you don't feel any connection with your audience. And that's what I always try to do. And I'm lucky enough to have 4 very opinionated sons, 2 teenagers and 2 little ones, who I always run my video by and say, guys, what's the message that I'm sending here in this video? Or do you like how this looks? Or do you like how this is presented? And especially if they say that, mom, that's embarrassing, then I know it's a really good one. Because it's pulling that emotion, even though it's embarrassment for them because I'm their mom. It's something that I know is going to connect with people out there. And I also, like I said before, I was also using my typewriter as something to be recognized. So whenever someone saw scrolling through LinkedIn and all of a sudden they see a typewriter pop up in a video, they knew it was me. I kind of got to a point where I couldn't put the typewriter or have it in the video. It just didn't make sense. So then, my glasses, I have a huge collection of funky different glasses that now that's what people recognize me for. They always know, I try to wear, when I'm expressing something, I have these neon green glasses. Then I try to wear those for a very expressful part of my video. And then I have different ones in that are like, darker colors, like if I'm trying to be real serious or fun. So I try to use those to help my expressions as well, and it definitely works. So like I said, this whole omni-channel approach and getting personalized, it doesn't only help promote yourself, it helps promote your product to get people saying, well, hey, I want that for me. So tell me how you are able to help me in this same sort of situation. So a little bit again, and all my videos, they're all shot on my phone. It's interesting because each video I do is really probably about 10 to 15 clips put together. I try to do tiny little clips of each of the videos so I can make sure that I'm capturing different emotional aspects of it, and I'm able to pay attention to what part of the video has what emotion going by it. So I take those little clips, I meld them together on an app I have on my iPhone, and then I'll take parts of those clips, and that's how I can use it to promote in different areas. So I can take a picture from my video and put it in an email. I can take a picture from my video and put it in a direct mail piece. So that way, again, you have that full connection. And the app I use is called InShot. And I have an iPhone, so it's an Apple app, but it's really simple to use. You can do it to make pictures, you can do it to make collages, and you can do it to edit videos. And I think I pay a $2.99 subscription fee per month to have some of the added bonuses, so I can have like the little different emojis or different graphics that flash, or the different changes through the videos. I can have it swirl and change to the next scene and things like that. But like I said, for an investment of $2.99 a month, it is well worth it for the return you get on making these videos. So I wish I could show you that video right now, but I'm just going to explain to you kind of the process I have with making these, just so you can kind of see what goes into it. Because like I said, a lot of people have emailed me and asked me about them. And literally I try to do like a storyboard. So before I think of what I want to do, I try to write down all of the different ideas I have. And then basically what I'll do is I'll take the one topic. Like I said, if you search hashtags, that's a huge thing. And people don't know this. If you search hashtags through Facebook, through Instagram, or through LinkedIn, it'll pull up the most popular items. And a lot of the times when you're doing print hashtags, Deb's articles are going to pop up for you. So you get a lot of information on what people are talking about and what they're interested in at the time. So then once I got that, what I've realized is that you can only hold people's attention for so long. So my videos are only between 45 seconds to maybe a minute and 5 seconds at the very most, because you don't want it to be too long. You don't want it to be too much information. And that's what I find is a lot of problems people have, is they're trying to dump all this information out when you really don't need to. You really just need to grab their attention and have that main topic focused for, you know, like I said, is it personalization? Is it direct mail? I did one on a software piece that we had promoted for my company. You just need to make sure that people know that that one topic is what you're talking about, and then wait for your comments and wait for your private messages to be able to explain even deeper detail. Because if that topic isn't, you know, engaging someone, or isn't making someone, or isn't relevant to someone, then they're just not going to watch, and they're going to lose interest in it. But if they actually, you know, if that topic is what they want to talk about, they're going to engage you somehow. They're going to email you, they're going to message you, they're going to comment. So once you get that, once you figure out, okay, so like I said, when I figured out I wanted to do that one with the direct mail piece, I'm like, okay, so I need to grab someone's attention, and I need to figure out, okay, so what do I like about direct mail pieces? And what do I not like about direct mail pieces? And that's where I figured, okay, I hate getting a full mailbox full of junk mail, you know, because everyone, at least in my house, likes to stack it on the kitchen counter until it's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa and is about to fall all over the floor. And that's the one thing that I was like, okay, so there are pieces that I want to be able to pull out from the direct mail, but I'd hate going through all of this mail. So that's where I got the idea of, okay, let's have a big stack of mail in the middle of my counter and just start throwing it, because that's how I feel when I see all that mail. I just want to throw it and I don't want to deal with it. But then you need to make sure, so I needed to highlight what the one thing that I liked about it. The direct mail piece was how personalized that one was. So that's when I pulled out a postcard, and it was actually a postcard that that my company had printed for another customer of ours that had all of those data fields filled out. So I thought it was a perfect piece to use to showcase, because that way it does kind of, I mean, even though that's not the focus and you can't see it that much, it definitely showcased, you know, this is something that my company does. It's not just something, you know, that I'm talking about, but this is literally tying into what I do for work and what I'm trying to sell to my audience. So once I figured out, okay, that's what I want to do, that's when I engaged the help of my teenagers. And I said, okay, I need to make it pop. What would hold your attention? Because as we all know, I have a 15 and 16-year-old teenage boy. Nothing holds their attention. So when I asked them, okay, what would make you want to watch this? And they're like, we want to see you be crazy, Mom. We want to see you do this. And you should do it in black and white, because black and white makes it more. So that's where I grabbed some of my ideas from, because if I can grab their attention, then I'll definitely be able to grab people's attention on LinkedIn. So like I said, and then I go through clips. And another thing I found that worked out really well for those videos was voiceover. So sometimes you get too into the action that I was doing, that when I tried to talk and do the action, you couldn't hear me, you know, or, you know, it was distorted because I was throwing the mail around. So that's when I realized if I turned the sound off from that clip and was able to do a voiceover, you get a very clear, concise message of what you're trying to say for that video. So, excuse me. So that's when I started to do that. And that's why I do the tiny little clips with everything, because with every, you know, with all these, with all the tiny little clips, that I was able to, you know, to string them together to do a voiceover for multiple scenes, rather than having to do one and then stop and then do one and do stop. And it just saved on a lot of time and a lot of work. So then once that was created, then I always have a beginning and an ending where I'm kind of talking to the audience and just kind of reiterating my message. And again, you don't want to bombard them with facts and with information. Really, you just want to have a little bit of something to say, hey, you know, this is why I like mail, because it's personalized, and who wouldn't like this? Wouldn't you like to have this? So you almost sound like a commercial, but I mean, basically that's what you're doing. So once all that was tied together, then I take it into my app and I string the pieces together, and that's where I can get the little time swaps and the little graphics to go through it. And I just want, like I said, there's just different points that you want make stand out, you know, and even if it's a smiley face or something to make people, you know, just want to see it, you just need something to make sure to visually make sure that they are, you know, paying attention to this point in the video. So I use like an exclamation point when it's something that I'm excited about, or I used a fire point when it's a hot topic, or just something like that. And it's funny because they're silly videos, you know, it's what I was worried about. I'm like, oh, I'm a professional. I want to be taken as a professional. But if I get silly, you know, people aren't going to respect me as a professional. And that was completely wrong, because people love watching the videos. They love being able to relate to it. And then even some of them, I have, like I said, I have 4 kids. Sometimes my son will pop up in the back of a video, and at first I'm like, oh, I need to edit that out. And then after a while, there's one I missed and I didn't edit it out. And my son like walked back and forth through the back of my video, and he was shirtless. And I literally got 3 messages going, oh, that was adorable. You know, I'm working from home too. And it's a hard time to keep my children out of, out of the room. So again, it's little things that people can relate to. And then you want to tie that into, like I said, with the other channels of marketing. So the emails, like I said, I hate getting marketing emails. You get so many once you sign up for something, and you get like 50 of them and they're all the same. So every email that I do, I make sure that it's personalized. One, personalized to the marketing campaign that I'm working on at that time. And 2, it's personalized to the person that I'm sending it to. Yes, it takes a little bit of extra time because, you know, you're typing out all of these emails, but you really get a great response when people feel like you're talking just to them, and you're not just, you know, mass emailing them something that's on a, you know, that you've just created for more than one person. And then, like Lucy said, then you get into your mail piece. And that's the one thing, as she said about texture, I made sure that this was a textured piece. So it felt almost like parchment paper because of the typewriter aspect of it. So people can, you know, so it's interesting. It's different. It's something that, you know, when people are going through the mail, they're going to, even if they're not looking at it, they're going to feel it. And they're like, oh, wait, this is a little different. And then another one that I did, we actually used, my business card is made out of like a clear acetate almost. And we did another direct mail piece. I don't have a copy of it right now because I sent them all out, but it had a clear window in it, and it was shaped like a little window. And then there was, when you opened it, because it was actually a fold over, and you opened it, it looked like you were looking out at a sunset and through this little clear window. And people loved it. People reacted to it, you know, because it was something different, because it was grabbing their attention. And it was something that just, you know, like I said, just grab their attention. It was something, you know, the personalized message was in there, and it all just comes around full circle. So when you're doing this omni-channel marketing campaign, like I said, making sure that everything ties in together, and then having that little personal aspect to it for whoever you're sending it to is huge. The response you get is just crazy, and anybody can do it for anything. You just really have to, like I said, the first thing is just put all fear aside. Just don't be afraid of being silly. Don't be afraid of being goofy. Don't be afraid of putting your message out there however you feel like you want to put it out there. And you will get, you know, feedback from other people. I've gotten some interesting comments from people. I've gotten some people, there was one I did on, it was just said happy Friday. And it was just me sitting at my typewriter and just said, happy Friday, everybody. And I literally got a message from someone asking me why I hate Fridays so much. And if I really liked my job, I wouldn't have to say happy Friday. Like, you're going to get feedback, but you just have to forget it. You just have to let it go. I've learned a lot of the times, you know, I'll respond to a critical comment, you know, with a positive message back. And most of the time, once you do that, these people are looking for a fight. These people are looking for you to react to them. And when you don't, then they just kind of leave you alone. But don't ever let something like that intimidate you to keep posting, because I went from when I started doing my posts and these omni-channel campaigns, I was getting maybe 100, 150, 200 views on my LinkedIn posts. And now my last video has over 8,000 views, and they're just going up and up and up. And like Deb said, on making these connections because, even though my intent was to sell a product, was to sell my services, now I have made some of these amazing connections with Deb and with a bunch of other people. I have an article that I was mentioned in about, my marketing from someone I worked with years ago. And I have people messaging me constantly if they can, talk to me or if they could write something on me. And it's just, you just try to get everybody, there's so much more positive aspect to it than there is negative. And like I said, no matter what, people are going to be negative because that's just how some people are. And you're going to get criticism. And trust me, at first, when I got it, I would get upset and I would be like, oh, I can't believe they did that. And I'd be, honing all of my emotion and feeling on this one comment when I had 50 positive comments that I should have been putting my time to, not this one negative. So once you get over that fact, and like I said, I know Deb knows about it, and it's anywhere, it's in any industry, and anything you do, people are going to criticize you. It's just unfortunately what happens. But once you get over the fact of you just don't care what those people say, you care about what all these positive people are saying, then like I said, you can get, your options are limitless. You can just keep going and people are going to react to it. And right now during the COVID, where you can't go out to a sales call, you can't go and have lunch with someone, or be it company policy, or be it your customer doesn't want to meet face to face, or the client would rather have everything done digitally or through email. This is the prime opportunity to express yourself in these different channels. People will still get mail, people are still on LinkedIn, people are still opening their emails. So that's where you got to put your focus to. And like I said, my videos don't take up much of my time. I do one video a week, and then I'll tie it in with an email. And then the way I have it set, since I work offsite from my office, I'll have a direct mail piece maybe every other week sent out with whatever marketing campaign I'm doing, depending on what's going on in my shop, if they're able to produce that for me or not. And like I said, it works. It's amazing. You just, the fact of when you tie all the channels together. And for a long time, I was so focused on videos, just videos. And I was getting a good response, but not great. And then when my boss suggested, well, let's tie in your direct mail piece. And then he's like, well, let's tie in some emails. It's just, once you have that whole complete picture done, it's incredible with what kind of response you get, and how people start being able to relate to you or recognize you. And even if it's not getting sales, like I said, you're making these connections. People are going to know who you are. And that, at least in my, in my industry and being in sales, that's what you want. You want people to recognize you. So maybe not today or tomorrow, but maybe 3 weeks down the road, when they say, oh, hey, we have this big project coming up. I remember this crazy girl with glasses, talking about how she does direct mail pieces. Maybe I'll contact her and see if she can help. And I've actually had that happen a couple times. And, it's all because of completing that circle of doing that omni-channel and having people being able to recognize you. So Deb, I hear everyone's getting ready outside. Do you want to do some questions?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, that was beyond fantastic. The chat has never been more chatty. It was absolutely incredible. If everybody wants to unmute themselves and turn on your video, and we can have an open conversation now, that would be awesome. First of all, thanks for that LinkedIn tip. Had no idea that was that you could do voicemail there, so that was really cool.
Yeah, you have to use it on your mobile app.
Yep. I was doing it while you were talking. I was like, let me test this out. So I started sending people messages. I was very excited. Marilee, do you want to ask your question yourself, or do you want us to read it? Where are you? Is she here? Marilee?
Yes, I'm happy to ask the question. First of all, thank you so much, Amanda. Can you hear me pretty well?
Yeah, yep. Sound great.
Yeah, well, you caught me all, frankly, with no makeup and in my workout clothes. So yeah, we're not putting the video on, but thank you. I had the pleasure of meeting Deborah at D-Scoop, so it's great to get on here. Amanda, great job on the videos. We've been doing a lot of that ourselves and connecting. But one of the greatest ways to continue to inspire our sales team is to be able to ask questions like, when you post, how many average quotes are you receiving? How many average views are you getting? And how many appointments, be it face to face or Zoom or on the phone, are you getting?
Right now, like I said, when I started, my average views were probably in the hundreds. And so right now, my average view for a video is between 7,000 and 8,000 views. So yeah, so with that, I
It's
have
more
got,
than my get, just FYI.
yeah, so yeah, my last video I did about the disposable menus reached over 8,500 views so far, and it's still growing. And that's interesting. Me and Deb actually talked too about how you'll have a video and then all of a sudden it resurfaces somewhere and it just starts getting more and more attention. So with quotes, I would say right now I'm probably averaging at least 4 to 5 quotes per video
Are
I'm
you
getting.
kidding me?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
Right.
people were reaching out to me. And like I said, as embarrassing as it is, I did not have one sale until all of this started. I just, in my company, they give, like I said, I'm brand new to sales. This is my first year. And they give you kind of a year to get acclimated to it and try to figure it out. But not until I started doing this, I had nothing. Like it was bad. And then COVID hit and I seriously thought my life was over. I'm like, oh no, they're gonna let me go after my year review. That's it, I'm done. And then all of a sudden I just blew up. Like I was telling Deb, this week alone has been insane. I've been doing at least 4 quotes a day for different
Right.
people contacting me through LinkedIn.
Right.
And of course I haven't had anyone want face-to-face meetings right now, but I've had,
What do you care? You have business going.
yeah,
And
like no,
you've proved the point to the people who manage you and pay you that this is worth their time to let you to continue to do this, and they'll support you in it, which is sometimes what happens when you don't have any success. So or with social media especially, the company's like, why are you on that Facebook thing again? Go get on the phone, but you have
yeah,
to show some results. So it's just amazing. What an amazing case study. I love that you follow up with the people who like your post, not just comment on it, with a
yes.
message, with an email. That is also genius. It continues the conversation. And how you use a screenshot from the video I mean, this is literally a masterclass. I'm stealing pretty much every idea that you have. I will be presenting Amanda's strategy for self-promotion at every event I'm ever at moving forward. Who else has questions and comments? I mean, we've been kind of talking along the way.
May I just add one more thing
Please.
that I've learned? It's just another thing that Amanda probably does, but she didn't mention it, is that once you do post something, a video, and you come back and you did it on Monday, go back in there and make a comment on your video on Thursday and it gets back into your feed. So it's just a reminder when I think it's one of those things you go and spend all that time to be brilliant and then you get that one performance and it's like no, let's just keep putting it into the feed and keep working it because you've put a lot of time and energy into it. So that's fantastic, your results. Thank you.
You're welcome. And just
That's a
another,
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a really great point. The only thing I would add to that is when you make that comment, tag other people in that. Like, did you see this? Alicia, Sherry, Edith, everybody in this chat. And then that brings more people to interact with it versus just saying, hey, something yourself, try to expand the audience at that point. Sorry, Amanda, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say another thing I do too is I do kind of a tiered post when I use other social media accounts. So if I post on LinkedIn on Monday, then on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll post on Facebook. And then Thursday or Friday, I'll post it on Instagram. But then I tie it back to the original post on LinkedIn. So I'll be like, hey, you can find more information on this post on LinkedIn. And it kind of regenerates the post just going through the different social media channels.
Sherry shares you put your video on. You have something to say? No, she always has something to say. Betty wants to know how much time you spend on this a week. Oh, and then we'll go to Sherry shares.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't spend that much time on these videos. I'll take one morning and usually I can get a video recorded, edited, posted probably within 2 hours. it doesn't take me much time. You know, usually I'll try to get my ideas and stuff on a Monday. I usually post on Wednesday or Thursday. And that was just from reading an article that said that was the best time to post on LinkedIn from, I don't even know where I found it. But that way, Monday and Tuesday, you know, I'm starting to think about the idea I want and I have it pictured in my head. And then when I post it, you know, depending if I have, you know, one of my videos was a fashion one, so I had 15 outfit changes. That one took a little bit longer, but, you know, normally, like I said, 2 hours tops a week. And then maybe an extra hour just responding to comments or likes or things like that.
Just a quick question about this. You're doing all of this organically. There's no program that's helping you automate this in some way, correct?
Just posting.
Okay. Sherry Shares, did you have a comment or question or anything?
Yeah, so I do have a question for you, Amanda. So you said that you're sending out these direct mailers. How many mailers are you sending out? So if you sent out that typewriter postcard, how many people did that hit?
I sent it out in 3 ways.
Do you have both your things on? Is you're duplicating, Amanda?
No.
Okay. Is anyone else hearing that?
Doing it again.
Okay, that's really strange. Let me mute you. Unmute you. Let's see if that works. Unmute yourself.
All right.
No, not really. Okay. Well, you know what? It's 10-2 anyhow. Why don't we Sherry Shares can make did you finish your comment? I'm sorry, Sherry Shares. Oh, you just wanted to know how many postcards you were sending.
You just typed in the chat.
Yeah, I'll type it in the chat for each of the 3 waves.
That's really odd. But regardless, maybe we can just we can follow up with you know, how many postcards and you send in your strategy for that, and maybe oh, okay, 125. That's what she said. In each wave, and there's 3 waves. Thank you for all the interpreters. So maybe now we can you know, do the switch to the phone, and then Amanda's going to go outside where there's a big setup for the Beast competition outside. Wait till you see there's people out there. It's going to be so cool. Okay, I'm letting you in, Amanda. Okay, now you should be able to turn off the computer. Okay, and as long as we get you on audio and video on the phone, there we go. Perfect. Now we just need to unmute you. And we are remote with Amanda. Beautiful. Go ahead, Amanda. Where's the Beast?
Okay, well, the Beast is outside. So this is my husband, Patrick Barber. He is a professional MMA fighter, jiu-jitsu fighter, and personal trainer. So he wanted to be a part of my videos, and he did make an appearance in my last video on disposable menus. He was my waiter. So me and Deb thought it'd be a fun idea for him to be involved. And like I said, he is physical fitness 100% of the time. That is his life. That is what he does. So he has a thing, he's called the Burpee King by his clients. So we decided to do the burpee challenge. Now he's been in contests before, and right now his record, I believe, is 80 in 3 minutes. So we're going to see if he can beat his record today. He's been training like crazy and trying to make me train with him, which is just not going to happen because I hate burpees. Yeah, his gym sessions are insane, but let me go make sure they're all set up out there. Hold on. Let me find out where they went. We have an audience because he also does, he helps coach with wrestling. So he helps a lot of my son's friends with wrestling, and they do a bunch of different workshops and stuff. So we have some of them here today.
Oh, there's a crowd.
So let's see who we got out here. Alrighty, we got them. Let me see if I can switch it up. So there we go. He's gonna do it outside in the yard. What? Okay, hold on. Let me get over here.
And who are our official counters? Let's meet everybody out there.
Okay, so we have, all right, so wave, this is DJ and Jackson. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi, and this is Alonzo. He's going to be our time taker. And there's the Beast.
Beast.
Say hi. Okay, so are you doing the time, Zoe? Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I can get a little bit closer so we can see everything. All right, are you guys ready?
I'm going to do a burpee just to make sure I'm in the frame. That way the guys or girls who are looking, they don't lose me.
All right.
Okay. Oh, he's just going to do one for practice.
So that's what he's doing. And that's what we're counting. And so Jack, as soon as he starts the timer, you're counting, okay? Okay. So here we go. Ready? Go.
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
11. Go, Pat.
Louder. Just yell.
13. Yeah, go, Pat. Yeah, go, Pat. Yeah, go, Pat. 14. 15. 16. 17. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. 19.
DJ, please, come on.
20.
Just yell. Yell.
Yo, 21.
Just yell, go Pat.
Go, Pat. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. 22. 23. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. Go, Pat. 24. 25.
141.
24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 35. 36. 37. Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! 38. 39. Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! 40. 41. 42.
Time. 37 seconds.
43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! Yay, go Pat! 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. What was that? 53.
All right, so we got 53 and it looks like he's dead now.
You like that? You like that? Yes, yes.
53 in 3 minutes? That is. Hello? Are you there, Amanda? I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry, there we go.
There you go. 53. And then he died on us.
And then you died.
Okay, well, I think Dave, I'm pretty sure Dave DeSantis, who was in here, he's not here now, but he had guessed like 54 or something. I was making fun of him. I was like, what are you, out of your mind? That's such damn it, he's gonna win this. So thank you guys so much. That was amazing, and thank you so much to the Beast. He is truly incredible. I mean, 54, my God. Although I am curious why he advised me on over 100 to guess. So he's gonna get slapped next time I see him. Although probably not a good idea to slap an MMA fighter. But other than that, thank you so much, Amanda, and thank you so much to your family and your guests for being part of Beat the Beast. Please connect with Amanda on LinkedIn, and I'm going to give her the registration list so she can send out the video to everybody, and any other information, connect with her. If you're interested in, please connect with everybody who has been in this webinar on LinkedIn. Sherry shares stuck her LinkedIn link in there. If everybody wants to do that now, feel free, and you can grab anybody's that you can before we turn this off. The other thing is that if you missed any of the webinar for any reason, or you want to go back to see this one or any of our other programming, as I mentioned in the beginning, go to girlswhoprint.net, and everything you need to know about the future and the past is there. And that's really it. I just want to thank everybody so much for choosing to spend this hour with all of us. And yes, as Sherry Shares said, oh, by the way, follow the hashtag Sherry Shares. As she mentioned, if you are not in the LinkedIn group for some reason, please rectify that by finding it, do a search, or just ask any of us in the LinkedIn chat, or leave us a voicemail, which I've now been doing for people. Amanda, excellent tip.
Yes.
I can't thank you all enough for spending your time here. Have a great Friday, and again, print long and prosper, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.